But there they are, Carol. I still don't hear anything.
Elizabeth, would you be a dear and follow up on it, because I might not be here tomorrow.
All right, good.
Yeah.
The hour is 7 p.m. Having arrived, I'll call to order this regular meeting of Kane City Council. This meeting is being broadcast live on the City of Kane YouTube channel and Spectrum Channel 1302. The video is also streamed on the city's website and is posted by the end of the next business day, barring any technical difficulties. If you'd like to receive an electronic City Council packet to reference while viewing future broadcasts, please contact the City Clerk's office during regular business hours, or go to the city's website and subscribe to the city meetings email list. The agenda is also accessible from any mobile device. I understand that we'll do the roll call now.
Brian J. Lake,
Here.
Michael Remy,
Here.
Michael Giacomo,
Here.
Randy Alfilio,
Here.
Robert C. Williams,
Here.
Philip M. Jones,
Here.
Andrew M. Madison,
Here.
Chrissy Roberts,
Here.
Raleigh C. Omerod,
Here.
Bettina A. Chadbourne,
Here.
Catherine I. Workman,
Here.
Mitchell H. Greenwald, Kate M. Bosley,
Here.
Thomas F. Powers.
Here.
All right, thank you. And I understand that Councilor Johnson is requesting the council's permission to participate remotely this evening. Her request did provide the necessary 24-hour notice, and if there are no objections, I would ask Councilor Johnson to please state your name, the reason for your remote participation, and whether or not anyone is in the room with you.
Thank you. Yes, this is Gladys Johnson, Ward 4, and I'm in Ankeny, Iowa, and there's no one in the room with me. My daughter helped me set up, but otherwise I'm all set.
All right, thank you. And I'd ask Councilor Filio to please lead us in the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, just a couple of announcements. We've got the council workshop immediately after this meeting related to the downtown improvement and infrastructure project. The council summer vacation schedule will start with cancellation of the July 26th and 27th MSFI and FOP meetings, as well as the August 3rd City Council meeting. In addition, the August 9th and 10th PLD and FOP committee meetings will also be canceled. The council will resume its normal meeting schedule for August 17th, on August 17th. Which brings us to the minutes of our last meeting. I'm looking to Councilor Powers for a motion. Councilor Bosley for a second, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Move to accept the minutes of the June 15th, 2023 City Council meeting as presented.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilor Powers, seconded by Councilor Bosley. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none. If you're ready for a vote, will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Lake,
Yes.
Counselor Remy,
Yes.
Counselor Johnson,
Yes,
Counselor Giacomo,
Yes.
Counselor Filio,
Yes.
Counselor Williams,
Yes.
Counselor Jones,
Yes.
Counselor Madison,
Yes.
Counselor Roberts,
Yes.
Counselor Omerod,
Yes.
Counselor Chadbourne,
Yes.
Counselor Workman,
Yes.
Counselor Greenwald, Counselor Bosley,
Yes.
Counselor Powers.
Yes.
And that is unanimous. They are adopted. And I would ask that Andy Bohannon find his way to the front for a proclamation. All right, whereas parks and recreation programs are an integral part of communities throughout this country, including Keene, New Hampshire, and whereas our parks and recreation programs are vitally important to establishing and maintaining the quality of life in our communities, ensuring the health of all of our citizens, and contributing to the economic and environmental well-being of our community and region. And whereas parks and recreation programs build healthy, active communities that aid in the prevention of chronic disease, provide therapeutic recreation services for those who are mentally and physically disabled, and also improve the mental and emotional health of all citizens. And whereas parks and recreation programs increase a community's economic prosperity through increased property values, expansion of the local tax base, increased tourism, the attraction and retention of businesses, and crime reduction. And whereas parks and natural recreation areas improve water quality, protect groundwater, prevent flooding, improve the quality of air, provide vegetative buffers to development, and produce habitat for wildlife. And whereas our parks and natural recreation areas ensure the ecological beauty of our community and provide a place for children and adults to connect with nature and recreate outdoors. And whereas the United States House of Representatives has designated July as Park and Recreation Month, with this year's theme being Where Community Grows, celebrates the vital role that parks and recreation professionals play in bringing people together. And whereas Keene, New Hampshire recognizes the benefits derived from parks and recreation resources, now therefore I, George S. Hansel, Mayor of the City of Keene, to hereby proclaim the month of July 2023 as Parks and Recreation Month in the City of Keene, and urge all citizens to relish the wonders of nature around them and participate in the diverse recreational opportunities offered to them. In witness whereof I hear and do set my hand in the official seal of the City of Keene this 6th day of July, 2023.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Before you tonight on each of your desks, I put a little flyer that has all of our activities scheduled for the month of July. In addition to that, on July 18th, if the theme is Where Community Grows, we will have a public meeting for the Robin Hood concept plan for people to come out and learn how to almost design a new park, which will be an exciting time for families and children to participate in that process. And for an update on the Russell Park project, the bathroom will arrive next Thursday, so that will be quite the sight if you have an opportunity to see that. And Robin Hood Pool will open next Thursday, so a good day for next Thursday. So, but we appreciate all the support, everybody who gets out and enjoys our parks and trails and has the opportunity to experience that. And you can find more information at keeneparks.com. So, thank you.
Thank you. Our next item of business is communications, number 1.
This is a communication from Peter Esfias. He's raising his concern about the placement of a cell tower in his residential neighborhood, and he is citing nuisance and safety hazard as his concern.
And this will be referred to the Planning, Licenses, and Development Committee. And we have several communications about the Downtown Infrastructure and Improvement Project.
We'll take a group of them first, and so we have a communication from Jennifer Risley. She is urging support for a bike lane as part of the Downtown Infrastructure and Improvement and Reconstruction Project. So that's Jennifer Risley. Also at Ken Coast, he's talking about the relevance of the 2028 community vision in connection with the downtown project. And a communication from a Janelle Sotario. She's in support of connecting the existing trails and bike lanes to the downtown. And then a communication from Dory Maston, and she's recommending that the public be allowed to discuss any new design options relative to the project tonight.
And each of these communications will be accepted as informational. Number 6.
Continuing on with communications, this one's from Pamela Russell Slack. She's requesting an amendment to the City Council's Rules of Order to deal with workshops.
And this will be referred to the Finance, Organization, and Personnel Committee. Number 7.
Another communication, this one from Dwight Bowie. He's encouraging effective communications with the public and greater accessibility to any materials that are disseminated regarding this project, the Downtown Infrastructure Project.
And this will be accepted as informational. Number 8.
And our final communication of the evening is from Councilor Filio. He's seeking a reimbursement of the speaking fee that the city contributed towards the Jeff Speck visit recently.
This will be referred to the Finance, Organization, and Personnel Committee. Which brings us to committee reports. Number 1.
Municipal Services Facility and Infrastructure Committee report on the 2023 warrant for unlicensed dogs. On a vote of 5-0, the Municipal Services Facility and Infrastructure Committee recommends the City Council issue a warrant for unlicensed dogs pursuant to NHRSA 46614. and that the city clerk and the Keene Police Department be authorized to issue a civil forfeiture for each unlicensed dog to those dog owners who have failed to license their dog by April 30, 2023.
And I'm looking at Councilor Greenwald for a motion. Councilor Filio for a second, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Move to carry out the intent of the committee report.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilor Greenwald, seconded by Councilor Filio. Councilor Greenwald.
Thank you. This is an annual event. The state requires licensing of dogs, and there's a warrant for the unlicensed. Is that the politically correct phrase now for dogs? Just want to make sure. Anyway, the clerk's office goes to great lengths to notify all the dog owners that they need to get licenses, and it's important, required, and we do this every year. And it was noted that there are no council dogs on the list this year.
Very good. Any discussion?
Oh, my granddogs were there.
Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Lake?
Yes.
Counselor Remy?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes.
Counselor Giacomo?
Yes.
Counselor Filio?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Counselor Jones?
Yes.
Counselor Madison?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Omorad?
Yes.
Counselor Chadbourne?
Yes.
And Counselor Workman?
Yes.
Counselor Greenwald?
Yep.
Counselor Bosley?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
And that is unanimous. Number 2.
Finance Organization and Personnel Committee report relative to a letter of intent with Revision Energy dealing with a solar generation facility. On a vote of 5-0, the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee recommends the city manager be authorized to do all things necessary to negotiate and execute a letter of intent with Revision Energy for solar energy generation facilities on city-owned property at the Monadnock View Cemetery, Rose Lane, the Dillon Hopkins Airport, along with the assessing the potential provision of electric vehicle and aircraft charging infrastructure at the Dillon Hopkins Airport.
I'm looking at Councilor Powers for a motion. Councilor Remy for a second, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Move to carry out the intent of the committee report.
Second.
A motion by Councilor Powers, seconded by Councilor Remy. Councilor Powers.
Thank you, Your Honor. What we're asking for the council to do is authorize the manager to negotiate and execute a letter of intent with Revision Energy. Revision is a vendor that's worked with us quite a bit in the last few years, provided us some great facilities that has really brought solar energy to the forefront in our arsenal of electricity here for the city, for city buildings, et cetera. So now we want to work a little bit more towards increasing what we have available, particularly down at the sewer treatment plant, the airport, taking a look at Rose Lane, and also, I think there's one other, at the cemetery. The possibility that a nice little parcel in the back corner would be available for this, and it would provide energy to a couple of facilities that are out there that have a lot of housing. So it'd be very beneficial to be able to move forward. Can't really move forward without some sort of agreement. This seems to be the best way for us to do it, is to continue to negotiate and work. So let's authorize the manager to have this intent letter and get to work on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Lake?
Yes.
Counselor Remy?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes.
Counselor Giacomo?
Yes.
Counselor Filio?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Counselor Jones?
Yes.
Counselor Madison?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Omorad?
Yes.
Counselor Chadbourne?
Yes.
Counselor Workman?
Yes.
Counselor Greenwald?
Yes.
Counselor Bosley?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
That is unanimous. Number 3.
This is an informational report from the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee. It's dealing with a request from Council Filio that the council consider proposing a referendum question on the municipal ballot seeking the voters' preferred design alternative for the downtown project.
Councilor Filio.
Thank you, Your Honor. I realize 5-0 to accept this as informational. I really don't have a problem with that after talking to the city attorney. You can always bring it back up. And a couple comments that were made at Finance. One I disagreed with, one I agreed with. One was that if we put this on the ballot, our constituents wouldn't understand it. And I think that's an insult to our citizens. I think we can put anything on a ballot and our citizens can figure it out. We're not the only 15 people that can figure things out that are on a ballot. The second item, I did comment, I did agree with it when that was, if we put something like this on the ballot, we got to be a little bit more specific because we still have so many plans out. I agreed with that. So I have no problem with it going to committee, or being accepted as informational at committee. Hopefully tonight we can narrow it down a little bit and, maybe bring this issue back up again. But they are correct, we still have too many options in front of us, and let's see if we can narrow it down a little bit tonight. Thank you.
All right, and that'll be accepted as informational. Number 4.
Finance Organization and Personnel Committee report relative to a request for a public forum on the effective use of opioid settlement funds. On a vote of 5-0, the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee recommends the communication be accepted as informational and that the manager request a nonprofit substance abuse provider lead a community discussion which the city participates in with other partners and the community around gaps in service to encourage grant applications to the state's opioid abatement trust fund.
And I'm looking at Council Powers for a motion. Councilor Remy for a second, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Move to carry out the intent of the committee report.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilor Powers, seconded by Councilor Remy. Councilor Powers.
Thank you, Your Honor. We had a very productive meeting at the last council meeting to discuss this particular topic, but it's really more than just the particular topic of the funding that's come through on this particular issue that has really contributed to the opiate crisis. It's really a broad spectrum of discussion that needs to happen, and we need to get more than just the city involved. So the recommendation here is that we ask our collaborators throughout the city and the region, because this isn't just happening in Keene, to get together and begin a real productive discussion that can begin to look at alternatives, different solutions, and different funding that's going to help with this, because it's not just the drug that's causing the problem. There's so many other things. So let's get started. We'll recommend that this be passed. Thank you.
Any comments? Councilor Williams.
Just like to say that if this goes through, I think this is an important initiative to have this discussion. We have this money coming into our community. Let's figure out the best way that we can make use of it that will bring the most benefit to the people who really need it. And I hope that all the councilors here will make an effort to be a part of that discussion. Thank you.
Further discussion? Seeing none. Are you ready for a vote? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilor Lake?
Yes.
Councilor Remy?
Yes.
Councilor Johnson?
Yes,
Councilor Giacomo?
Yes.
Councilor Filio?
Yes.
Councilor Williams?
Yes.
Councilor Jones?
Yes.
Councilor Madison?
Yes.
Councilor Roberts?
Yes.
Councilor Ormerod?
Yes.
Councilor Chadbourne?
Yes.
Councilor Workman?
Yes.
Councilor Greenwald?
Yes.
Councilor Bosley?
Yes.
Councilor Powers?
Yes.
And that is unanimous. City Manager.
Thank you. Just a few updates for you this evening. Community Power successfully launched on June 1st. And for those participating in the program, this change will go in place after the first meter reading after June 1st. So it doesn't happen on the June 1st date. It depends on the date of your meter reading. We had a very successful launch. Out of 10,477 accounts, we had 9,465 enroll. So that is a great launch. Only 633 opt-outs and 243 opt-ins. The vast majority of people stayed with the default option, which, as you know, adds 10% more renewable energy. 216 people opted up to 100% renewable energy, 38 opted up to 50%, and 207 chose the basic option without any additional renewable energy. Through this program, businesses and residents are saving money on their electric bill, and for the majority of people enrolled in the default option, they are buying at least 10% additional renewable energy. So great launch. I also wanted to give you an update on our body-worn camera program. We have received our equipment during the month of May. It was a long time getting this equipment and these grant funds. Installation and training is still on track for next week, and a go-live date will be shortly after that. And then just a quick update on Lower Main Street crosswalks. We have partnered with Keene State College to make improvements to the crosswalks on Lower Main. In the last 6 years, we've had 2 students be hit crossing the crosswalk. In both accidents, the driver in one lane stopped for the pedestrian, but the driver in the second lane going the same direction, so they're both heading in the same direction, didn't see the pedestrian and struck them. Keene State College agreed to pay the additional $25,700 cost to purchase the 3 RRFB solar-powered pedestrian notification systems. And while this doesn't eliminate the pedestrian safety issue entirely, it does provide some visible warning when used. So on June 30th, Public Works staff installed the bases for these pedestrian beacons, and then next, Hamlet will install the beacons. And so I want to thank Keene State College for partnering with us on this safety improvement. You'll remember several years ago, they did the same for a little bit further on Lower Main Street for another improvement. So that is, one additional update from the fire department. Unfortunately, Fire Deputy Chief McCarthy has given his resignation and is moving back to Colorado to be with his family for personal reasons. The fire chief is working with HR to create a temporary contract to help fulfill some of these duties while recruiting for his replacement. The fire inspection division has been extremely busy, and therefore we're looking to bring someone in with fire inspection experience to help oversee this division. And that's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Which brings us to board and commission reports, number 1.
This is a report on behalf of the Keene Heritage Commission. The commission is offering to engage in a discussion of the historical implications of the downtown infrastructure project in an effort to protect the features that speak to Keene's historic character.
And this will be filed as informational, number 2.
This communication, actually, it's a report, and I believe this is the one that has the chair and the vice chair also submitting additional comments. But it is from the Bicycle Pedestrian Path Advisory Committee. They are advocating for protected bike lanes at sidewalk grade on both sides of Main Street.
And this will be filed as informational, number 3.
And this report is from the Energy and Climate Committee about the downtown project. And they would like to see where the goals of the project intersect with the Energy and Climate Committee's goals and objectives relating to Keene's energy plan and the Climate Adaptation Action Plan.
And this will be filed as informational. We have one item looking for more time, and more time will be granted. Which brings us to resolutions, and we're going to vote on each of these resolutions separately. We'll file the report, and I'm looking at Councilor Greenwald for a motion. Councilor Filio for a second, please.
Okay, thank you. You answered that question. Move for the adoption of resolution R 2023-22.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilor Greenwald, seconded by Councilor Filio. Councilor Greenwald.
Thank you. All of these resolutions are relating to Magnolia Way, which is down by Hampshaw off Winchester Street. A site visit was held. All the requirements have been done regarding this, and I believe the full council was there, so can vote on this. 2023-22 talks about acceptance of a deed for a Class 5 highway known as Magnolia Way.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Lake?
Yes.
Counselor Remy?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes,
Counselor Giacomo?
Yes.
Counselor Filio?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Counselor Jones?
Yes.
Counselor Madison?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Omorad?
Yes.
Counselor Chadbourne?
Yes.
Counselor Workman?
Yes.
Counselor
Yes.
Greenwald? And Counselor Bosley? And Counselor Powers?
Yes.
That is unanimous. A second motion from Councilor Greenwald,
Thank you.
please.
Move the adoption of resolution R 2023-23.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilor Greenwald, seconded by Councilor Filio. Councilor Greenwald.
Thank you. Once again, Magnolia Way. This is another bit of detail that's required. This is a resolution authorizing the acceptance of a street tree maintenance agreement. Do want to point out that this is creating some housing units. It's really not going to solve our housing problem, but every new house going up opens the door for someone else to move in.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Lake?
Yes.
Counselor Remy?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes.
Counselor Giacomo?
Yes.
Counselor Filio?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Counselor Jones?
Yes.
Counselor Madison?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Omerion?
Yes.
Counselor Chadbourne?
Yes.
Counselor Workman?
Yes.
Counselor Greenwald?
Yes.
Counselor Mosley?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
That is unanimous. Counselor Greenwald.
Move the adoption of Resolution R 2023-24A.
Second.
Okay, motion by Counselor Greenwald, seconded by Counselor Filio. Counselor Greenwald.
Once again, details regarding Magnolia Way. This talks about the utilities and public improvements. All of this is memorializing what the process will be in the future, and the MSFI committee recommends adoption.
All right, any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Lake?
Yes.
Counselor Remy?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes.
Counselor Giacomo?
Yes.
Counselor Filio?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Counselor Jones?
Yes.
Counselor Madison?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Omerion?
Yes.
Counselor Chadbourne?
Yes.
Counselor Workman?
Yes.
Counselor Greenwald?
Yes.
Counselor Mosley?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
And the resolution is unanimously adopted. Number 2.
This is a series of, again, resolutions dealing with a sort of a companion road layout. This is the intersection of Matthews Road and Winchester Street, which is right next to Magnolia Lane, Magnolia Way. In this report, though, is a motion, a recommendation for granting of a waiver. So, Counselor, if you would carry out the intent. And it is recommending the adoption and recommending the council grant a waiver to a section out of the Land Development Code with respect to minimum right-of-way widths for Matthews Road.
Counselor Greenwald.
Thank you. Move the adoption of R 2023-25.
Second.
Okay, once again, this is Magnolia Way, and some more details regarding this. 2023-25 talks about the intersection and the way that Magnolia Way works with Winchester Street and Matthews Road.
Okay, any discussion on adopting the resolution? And we were going to have to go after this. We're going to have to adopt the committee report as well, if that's
Oh.
all right. But
Anyway.
we'll do it backwards, if that's all right with everybody. Any discussion on the resolution adoption? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Lake?
Yes.
Counselor Remy?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes.
Counselor Giacomo?
Yes.
Counselor Filio?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Counselor Jones?
Yes.
Counselor Madison?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Omerion?
Yes.
Counselor Chadbourne?
Yes.
Counselor Workman?
Yes.
Counselor Greenwald?
Yep.
Counselor Mosley?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
And the resolution is adopted. Counselor Greenwald.
Move to adopt,
Carry out the
Carry out
intent?
the intent.
carry out the committee report.
Yes,
Okay.
thank
We have
you.
a motion by Counselor Greenwald,
Second.
seconded by Counselor Filio. Counselor Greenwald.
More Magnolia Way information.
Matthews Road.
Matthews Road.
All right, any discussion on the intent of the committee report? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Lake?
Yes.
Counselor Remy?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes.
Counselor Giacomo?
Yes.
Counselor Filio?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Counselor Jones?
Yes.
Counselor Madison?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Omerion?
Yes.
Counselor Chadbourne?
Yes.
Counselor Workman?
Yes.
Counselor Greenwald?
Yes.
Counselor Mosley?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
And that is unanimous. Number 3.
One more resolution.
I got it. I'm ready.
Thank you, Counselor.
Move, move the adoption of Resolution R 2023-26.
Second.
We have a motion by Counselor Greenwald, seconded by Counselor Filio. Counselor Greenwald.
Okay, once again, this is Matthews Road, Magnolia Way. This is making some adjustments to the intersection and minimum right-of-way.
Okay. All right, Brookfield Lane.
Oh, we need one more vote.
26
Oh,
to go.
my bad. All right. Thank you very much. All right.
Moving you right along.
You're moving it right along. Excellent. Okay, any discussion on R 2023-26? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Lake?
Yes.
Counselor Remy?
Yes.
Counselor Johnson?
Yes.
Counselor Giacomo?
Yes.
Counselor Filio?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Counselor Jones?
Yes.
Counselor Madison?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Omerion?
Yes.
Counselor Chadbourne?
Yes.
Counselor Workman?
Yes.
Counselor Greenwald?
Yes.
Counselor Mosley?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
All right, that is unanimous. Now, number 3.
And this is a petition from an attorney, Stephen Bragdon, on behalf of Whitcomb Mills Estates. It's another road layout. And this one would be for the acceptance of deed and a return of layout for Brookfield Lane, which is out by Whitcomb's Mill Road.
And this will be referred to the Municipal Services Facilities and Infrastructure Committee and the Planning Board. And we will schedule a site visit for 5:45 on August 17th, 2023. and a public hearing for the same evening at 7 p.m. You wanted, city manager, you got another
Yeah.
announcement?
Yes, one more announcement related to one of our community development block grant applications. At the council's May 4th, 2023 meeting, the council approved Resolution R 2023-21, a community development block grant application for up to $500,000 to the Community Development Finance Authority. The funding will allow Keene Housing, on behalf of its affiliate Monadnock Affordable Housing Corporation, to renovate and construct new affordable housing within the former Roosevelt School property at 438 Washington Street, Keene, New Hampshire. It has since determined that the project qualifies for up to $750,000, which is the amount to be requested. There's no further action required to the council, but it is required that we make this announcement.
All right, thank you. So that brings to an end the regular city council meeting agenda. I'm going to adjourn the meeting, and it's a 1 to 2 minute recess, so I'd ask that everybody keep their seats. It's really just to switch over the video to a new YouTube episode, I guess,
New link.
new link. So I'll adjourn the meeting now, but stay seated, and we'll be right back.